Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We're going live here on YouTube. We're already good to go. We are now live on Facebook and we are now live on Instagram. I want to welcome all of you here. We are going to do a special 30-minute session together, and I absolutely will take questions. But the purpose of our time here together today is really to give some understanding to the potential of what a book can do for you, what a book can do for your business. Hello. Good to see you guys here. And so that was the reason why we decided to do this special event. And whether you're an author now or not, I definitely want to suggest that you listen up, because what I'm going to talk about today is something that can benefit you and potentially benefit others in only wonderful and tremendous ways. So we, as usual, are delighted to be with you and to share with you. And as I mentioned, today is about helping you understand how a book can actually enhance your business. And also, if you're a coach or you're a speaker or you're a trainer or you're an entrepreneur or you're looking to create additional sources of income or a source of income, a book can definitely do that for you. And so, first of all, what I want to say is that if you haven't written a book or you have written a book and you're ready to write your next one or you're ready to write your first one, all you need is the desire to do it. And if you want the guidance, well, I can certainly help you with that. We're doing something special and something really unique coming up soon in the next little while. It's called the Author Marathon, and you can check it out by going to theauthormarathon.com, keeping it nice and simple. And the reason why I'm focusing on this is because, I wrote my first book almost 20 years ago today. And even though prior to writing the book, I really had no idea of what was necessary or what's required to not only write a book, but create success as an author, it was an experience of really finding my way through the process. And so it took a lot longer than what I would have liked. And it's only because I simply didn't know what to do. Oh, thank you, Celine. Celine is online. She's posting the link for all of you. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, it's theauthormarathon.com. And so when I began, not knowing what to do, this is not like building a spaceship that we're sending to the moon. It's relatively simple when you think about it. But nonetheless, I really decided to focus and dedicate to find out what's really required to not only write a book or write a great book, but to bring a book out to the world, self-publish or publish. And so I became a very active student of what's required to succeed as an author. And I went to conferences and I studied and I was online and worked with a number of different people to really get the right guidance, only from the best. And that's what I believe is important. Whenever you're learning, whatever it is you're really wanting to modify in your life or create in your life, you really want to focus. And this is a tip, a suggestion. You really want to focus on learning from the best. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is you want to learn from people that have accomplished the things that you would love to accomplish, either building a very successful business or creating a great success with whatever it is that they're doing. Those are the ones that you really want to learn from. So that would be one of my suggestions. And the reason why I say that also is because I can help you. Like if you're an author now or thinking about becoming an author, I can definitely help you. So there's many ways that a book can help build your business. Now, the obvious one, and I'm not sure how obvious it is, whether this is obvious to you or not, it's certainly obvious to me, is that a book, by writing a book and self-publishing a book or publishing a book, it is an instant credibility builder. The moment someone sees you with a book or you with your name on a book, or someone says, so what do you do? And you say, I'm an author and a coach or whatever it is that you're doing. And you say that, instantly people that perk up go, really? What have you written? What's your book about? And so it always prompts additional questions. And it's also a huge credibility builder. People assume that you must know something if you've written a book, even if you're somebody who, has been studying a particular area or subject area, something that you would love to write. And it could be a book that's written just on one particular idea or one particular theme. As an example, like this book, The Demand Principle is really built around helping people understand a more effective way and an even faster way of accomplishing your goals by using this principle called the demand principle. And that's why I wrote that book. So even though I'd already released 17 other books, I really felt that this book was necessary to bring out to the world. And I checked this morning, it's still a bestseller in a couple of categories on Amazon.com, and we released it months ago, and it continues to sell really, really well. But the book, not only being the credibility builder that it can be for you, oh, thanks, Celine. Celine also posted the link for the demand principle, because we still have some bonuses that you can get when you purchase a copy of the demand principle. So in addition to your book being the credibility builder or image builder of who you are, brand builder, it can also be a tool or a resource for others. So for example, right on the back cover of the demand principle, if you have a copy of this book, and I know many of my followers have already purchased a copy of this book, and if not, I absolutely recommend that you get yourself a copy of this book. But on the very back of the book right here, there is a photo of 3 additional books that I have that we use as lead generators. Now, some of our books we use as lead generators, some of the books we use to sell, some of the books we use to sell and they're lead generators. So we've got a variety. I have books that have been published by publishing houses. I have books that I've self-published. I have books that I've put together by repurposing material. I have books that I've created from course content. And I teach all of this, by the way. But anyways, on the back of this book, The Demand Principle, there's 3 other books. There's Power Life Script, there's Yes to the Dream, and there's $1 Million in a Month. And each one of these, like, it has a link, powerlifescript.com/free book. Then it has yestothe-dream.com, and then another one is $1millioninAmonth.com. And they lead the buyers of the demand principle to other books and other programs that I have, that I offer. So there's another way that it can be used for you, for your business. Now, I've noticed that as we started this session today, we've got a number of coaches that are also on this program. I believe every single coach should have a book, every single coach. It's not only going to build your credibility and your brand, but it's also going to help you to generate more business, more leads, etc. So you want to have websites. Now, as I just mentioned a moment ago, I've got 3 different websites on the back of the book. And then within the book, there are also websites that are listed, including my main website, which is my name, PeggyMcColl.com. That's also in here. So I have a page in here that has my photo and then a bio, so a little description of who I am. And then it has a link to PeggyMcColl.com. But also on the same page is powerlifescript.com. So that's a program that I have where I teach a process, and you very likely heard me talk about it before, but there's also the link to powerlifescript.com. And then on the next page, there's some free resources. Now, what are these? These are lead generators. These are ways of building your relationship with your potential clients or with existing clients as well. So I have something called the Manifestation Toolbox, and it's .com, manifestationtoolbox.com, where anyone can go and they can get all kinds of free resources that we give away. And of course, they have to subscribe to get them. So when someone subscribes to get the Manifestation Toolbox, they also end up being a subscriber to our email list, where we can build a relationship with them. Also on this page, we have something called the Manifestation Podcast. And this is my podcast that I now do twice a week. And it's, again, something that people can subscribe to, but it's also available on iTunes and Spotify and a number of different places, the Manifestation Podcast. So those are like examples, like real live examples of things that you can do in your book as well. And if you are thinking of getting a book, and I'll be talking about this in the author marathon as well. And We talk about this in our complete author program as well. And so you can look at this as a model. And that's one of the benefits. Like if anyone, like we work with a lot of people. We've got a number of people that are in different programs that we have, whether it's the complete author program, $1 million in a month, the Power Life Script, the author marathon, whatever. Getting into Hollywood is another program that I co-deliver with Phil Goldfine, who's an Academy Award winning producer. So whatever programs that you create or you offer, you can have your book be a lead generator going to one of them, some of them, all of them if you want. You could even have at the back of your book, you can have a list of all of your programs that you have available, and make it available for everyone as well. So I know I have glasses on top of my head as well, and I just put glasses on my face. Anyways, okay, let's get back to what you can do with your book to make it a promotional piece. You could actually put inside the book a promo page for one of your programs as well. So it could even be more than just a page. If you have some type of a program, maybe it's a high-end kind of program, and you want to invite your readers to check it out or maybe apply to become a part of it, then what you can do is you can have more information. You could take like several pages of your book and put in what they call a long sales letter. All right, so it's something else that you can do. And you could have a page at the back of your book with recommendations on what to do next, but give more clear instructions on what you suggest that the readers do next. For example, they get to the end of the book and then you could have a section that says, what do we recommend you do next, right? Just simple, common sense, just think, a reader's going to be finishing this book. And the way that I've designed all of my books is that, or almost all of my books, I shouldn't say all of them, but many of my books, I actually include a lot of exercises in sections or at the end of chapters. And the reason why I do that is because from my own experience, now I've been studying personal development since January 1979. So for a while now, over 40 years. And, I was a very, very serious student, still am a very, very serious student. The thing that I found that really made the difference for as far as getting results are concerned and really having those shifts in your life where everything starts to change in wonderful ways was when and only when I applied what I was learning. And it really goes with the philosophy that it doesn't matter how much learning you're doing or attending seminars or attending live events or joining programs. That doesn't matter. What matters most is, do you understand the materials and are you implementing? Right. And so that's why I put inside my books many, many different suggestions for exercises. So if someone reads the section on what is a demand or how to actually create a demand, then I give exercises on what to do so that they can put it to work, right? So they can put it to work in their life, because if they don't, they're never going to experience the benefits of what they just learned. So that's my own preference. So having that kind of thing in a book, what that does is it not only brings greater value to your reader and to your prospects, but it helps people feel that you deeply care and that you're very giving. Now, here's a question that I get quite often, and it might even be a question that you have on your mind right now. The question that I get quite often is the following. What if I give away too much information in my book? Will that prevent people from wanting to sign on with me as a coach or a mentor? And my answer to that question is, you want to feed people the way my Italian grandmother used to feed us as kids. So when I was a young girl, I was the youngest of four kids in our family, mom and dad and 4 kids. And my mom is Italian, and her parents, my grandparents, came right off the boat, as they say, from Italy. And they lived in Toronto. I was born and raised in Toronto, even though now I live in Ottawa. And we used to go visit my grandma every Sunday. And it was always head down to grandma's for a big feast of pasta or some other Italian meal. And when we'd leave there, we would be just stuffed, like full, right? Like completely full, because my grandmother used to just feed us and feed us and feed us and feed us and feed us. And I mean, it was wonderful. It was a great experience. And I believe as coaches, as entrepreneurs, as whatever it is you're doing in the world, a trainer, someone who creates products, give valuable information away. And don't be concerned whether people won't want what else you want. As a matter of fact, the opposite tends to be true. And what I mean by that is that people who get to know you and get to know your understanding, get to know your knowledge, they will want more from you when they feel it from your heart. And I think it's so important to be authentic, authentically real. Like one of the blessings that I have in my life is the lovely lady, Celine, who's on these calls with us right now. And I'm mentioning Celine because I've attracted her into my life and she attracted me into her life. Celine is a very authentic, real, kind, giving woman. And Celine's all about anything, whatever it takes to serve people. It's her philosophy. Now, when I met her, she had that, and I attracted that into my life. And I have found that the responses that we get, Celine and I and our team, as a response to what we do in the world with our initiatives to serve people has been so incredibly positive, because the organization is heart-centered. And I believe that when you're heart-centered and you have that deep desire to make a positive contribution in the world and to truly help people and to write it and include it in your book, it's all energy, right? It comes through in everything that you do. So when you're working on a book and creating a book and you're utilizing that book to bring something of value to the world, but also to generate more business and to get more leads and to build your profile or to build your following or whatever, that's okay. It's okay because you're heart-centered, right? It's like we're out there to serve the world. Like I really believe, and I was saying this yesterday to someone on a call, that I am doing my calling. Like I get up every day, so enthusiastic, so grateful to do what I do. I love what I do so much. It's such a blessing to do what I do and to have so many extraordinary people to serve, like you, everyone that's watching right now. And of course, to do so with incredible people like Celine and Eric and Trace and Sabrina and Kayla, who are so amazing. And Vladdy's on here too. I just love her and her heart. And so you can attract the perfect kind of clients to you as well by writing your book. You can attract them into your life. And so when you're making these recommendations or when you're giving away freebies or things like that, you want to do things or create things or give things away that you really feel would be helpful, beneficial, and they come from your heart. So if any of you have, and the same thing with our morning manifestation videos. So I send those out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, totally free. I started doing them years ago, and I've produced over 500 of them now. And you can find out more about the morning manifestation videos and subscribe to them by going to morningmanifestation.com, another freebie. And, or you can go to my YouTube channel, or you can go to the Facebook private group. Thank you, Celine. Celine just posted morningmanifestation.com. But either way, it's something to give away. So another suggestion that I want to make for any author that's thinking of writing their book is, number one, get into the authormarathon.com to get your next book written or your first book written. But while you're writing your book, share stories of experiences that you've had. And if you get permission from the person, maybe share a story of a client that you've worked with and share some of their results as well, if they're willing to let you share their story. I remember it was probably about a year and a half ago, maybe a couple of years ago now, I received an email in my inbox one day, and it was from a gentleman by the name of Tom. And Tom had sent me this email, and he had become a very active client of ours. And he sent me this email, and the essence of the email said something like this, as a result of implementing what you taught me, that he had increased his income tenfold, 10 times. And I got another email recently from a private mentoring client of mine that I started to work with February this year. And actually, I'm hoping Trace will put that up. Celine, can you remind me of this? I want to make sure that he gets this testimonial up on our website as well. Maybe you can remind me and Trace. but it was a lovely woman that we've been so blessed to work with. Her name is Rainey. And she sent me an email recently. Thank you, Celine. And in her email, she had said that since we started working together, which was just February this year, that her business has increased 762%. And she bought the dream home for her and her family. And she sent me a photo of it as well. So we asked her if we could use that to share with our clients as well. So I'm talking about writing your book in a way that can help you help others, and it can help you grow your business as well. So that'd be one way. So if I was writing a book about working with a particular client, and this lady is also in our program called $1 Million in a Month. That's how she came to know me, by being in this program called $1 Million in a Month, because I've been marketing online since 1995. So I've been here, from the very, very first days when the World Wide Web first opened up until today, and constantly studying and evolving. And so Rainey, came to the program, took the program, decided she wanted more private attention. And so we started working together. And she went to work. I mean, she was already working, but she really had that desire to take her business to the whole level, or to a whole new level, for sure. I'm just noticing there's a comment here on Instagram. I'm working on my course, and your program will also publish my book, and that course is based upon. Love it. Oh yeah, it's Livy. All right, wonderful. That is so great. And I would love to tell your success story as well. That's one of the blessings that I have, is seeing so many people achieve success. Recently I had one of my clients who decided, she's an attorney from New York, and she decided to write a children's book. And so her children's book is called Angel Grandma. It's over there on my bookshelf. And she launched it and made it a bestseller. And she was so happy and so thrilled. And I actually did an interview yesterday with another lady that I've been blessed to work with, who said that it's really become her dream come true to not only get her book written, but what's been happening for her since she's released or finished writing her book. And so you just never know. You just don't know what can happen, once you bring that book out. But a book is absolutely a phenomenal tool for building credibility, for building your email list, for building a following, for sharing, for guiding, for giving, and for not for giving, but for giving, and also for increasing your business if and when you do it right. And that, of course, is a big part of what I teach as well. And so that's everything that I really wanted to cover off today in our time here together. What I'd love to know is, do you have any questions? Is there anything burning that you would love to have me address right now? I'm just going to check to see here if we have any questions yet. Nope, not yet. And Celine's here. She's with me. She's watching. She's ready to address any of your questions. Also, the author marathon, I do recommend that you check it out. We've intentionally kept the registration incredibly low, and it's 26 days to write your book, and everyone's going to start writing on day one. Bam. So for 26 days, there's going to be this excitement around, and we already have a large number of people that have registered for it. So it's going to be fun. And you're also going to get a race bib. And when you're done, you'll get your medal. And I mean, they're all virtual, but nonetheless, it's still fun and very, very exciting. And nonetheless, hundreds of people from around the world are joining the author marathon. So you get the guidance for how to write your book. We are adding a fiction section as well. I have never written a fiction book, but I wrote stories when I was in school. And of course, I've written several nonfiction books. Is there any way to sell your books before publishing? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, you can. So we also have a program called the Complete Author Program, where we dive into even more details of what it takes to succeed as an author. But definitely, and I've had a number of my clients, I've worked with clients that have done that as well. I've guided clients onto how to do that. But definitely you can sell books before it's even released. And there's a number of ways that you can do it. And you definitely want to do that part right as well. But yes, absolutely. And that's something that's covered off all the marketing, all the promotion, all the make your book bestseller, sell your book before it's done. All that is all done in complete detail in the CompleteAuthorProgram.com. So Celine just very kindly put the link there for you. So you can check that out. So go to the Complete Author Program, and that's definitely covered. Plus, with the Complete Author Program, we have continual monthly Q&A calls. Now with the Author Marathon, what we're doing is while the marathon is on, there will be some Q&A calls as well, but only while the marathon's on. But if we will be offering the Complete Author Program for the marathon winners or the marathon runners or writers for the program, but we'll get to that a little bit later once they're deep into the study of it. All right. Well, it has been any suggestions for writing a book based on online classes that we teach? Oh my goodness, absolutely. I actually talk about that in the course too. And I have a couple books that I have actually written based on online courses. I'll give you 2 examples of that. So one of the books that I released, it's a book that I co-authored with my good friend, Brian Proctor. It's called Darn Easy: Work Half as Hard, Earn Twice as Much While Living the Life of Your Dreams. And this was a book, the content was built upon a course that we delivered by the same name. And we took the content of the course, we had it transcribed, and then we edited it and made it into a book. I did the same thing with a book that I wrote called The Millionaire Author. It was originally called The Prosperous Author, and then I changed the name to The Millionaire Author. Same thing, I pulled out content from courses that I've been teaching, and we created that one. Power Life Script, a big part of, here's some of my books here too. Manifest My Bestsellers, another lead generator book that we give away. And The Millionaire Author. This isn't available right now. We're actually looking at revising it and bringing out a new version of this book. But this was another book that came, essentially the content came from a course that I was teaching. So definitely, I think that's one of the easiest ways. It's actually not only one of the easiest ways to create content for your book, but it's also an extremely effective way to create content for your book. And it's a money earning idea, right? Because you create a course, you launch a course, and then you're earning money while you're getting content for your book. Easy, right? Easy peasy peasy. So I definitely recommend that that people do that as well. All right, just going to check with Celine and see if there's any more questions that need to be addressed right now. And if not, we're going to call it a wrap. We will be back again next week. We'll be doing another special information session. It's always our delight to be with you guys again and to share and enlighten you, encourage you. And what I do suggest, though, is everyone has a book in them. Absolutely everyone. One of the comments that came out of yesterday's interview with this author that I was interviewing, she said that English is not her first language. So even if English is not your first language, but you understand English, you can definitely write a book. I've worked with many authors. English is not their first language. I've worked with authors all over the world. I've worked with authors as young as 5 years of age. I've worked with authors that are up in their 90s. So there's no excuse. There really is absolutely no excuse. You're very welcome. It was great to be back with you guys again. And thank you, Celine. I really appreciate you and so grateful to be here with all of you guys and look forward to being back with you again next week. Have a wonderful weekend and make sure you check out theauthormarathon.com and join as well. Would love to have you with us with the other author writers. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.